What's good, y'all boys, man? We're back, and today we got some more college football ultimate team content. And it's not really going to be on the game today, as you know. And if y'all noticing something that's a little bit different today. Yeah, we got one of those cams, man. We got one of the face cams, man. We finally on camera. But today we're going over to the top, the best players at every position, and we're not going to do it on the game. We're going to do it through the CFB.fan. Like you remember from last time when I made the Madden video. You know what I'm saying? I reference that. That's something you want to make your lineups on. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's a tool at your disposal. So we're going to make our team using CFB.fan. Let's get straight to it, man. And he's only 62K, which is dub, but it's not about the budget today. Just going for the best guys. And in my opinion, Gonzalez has to be our number one guard. I think I got him for a steal. And I know he's the highest overall, but I kind of don't like his stats at all. Like, he's kind of a terrible run blocker. So in my opinion, just my opinion, right? I think it's out of these two. Out of these two, it's probably going to be our one. And I think of these two, it has to be our guy Orange, just because he's a little bit more of a complete center. But I could totally, you want to put the highest overall, you want to spin the coins, whatever. He kind of a crappy run blocker. Right guard. This is the best right guard, even though he's a low overall. Stats are overall better, more complete. And that's what matters around here. Trying to get, some of the best players. This is the best right tackle in the game. Highest overall as well, so, it's a plus. Tight ends. You all know Lay is the best, I wish I could have him. The Gauntlet did not go as planned. We ended up going 5-2. Second loss kind of sucked. Now, tight end number 2, I'm gonna use that. We're gonna put Villain, but you know what I'm saying. Him and Hunter Henry are very, very close. He's just a better run blocker. But yeah, that's our tight end 2 today. Going down to the fun positions, all right. Halfback 1, in my humble opinion. I know people like this. This is brand new McFadden, fast stock speed running back, 92 speed stock. Genty's the best running back in the game. He's the best running back in the game. And if you want to argue anybody, the only argument to me, I guess some people will say Gerard, he's kind of hard, but he's a speed slower. So it's either Genty, Gerard. I don't think McFadden makes it just because he's really one dimensional. So of these guys, I'm gonna put Genty 1, right? We're gonna give you 2. Now I've seen a lot of guys. A lot of guys love this car. He hasn't wowed me crazy. Like, he does break tackles against me. He hasn't done nothing that's just like blew me out of the water or anything. So we're gonna put him at our number 2 running back spot. Quarterback is the hardest, I think, position to kind of go about, because it's a lot of great options now, in the game. It's a bunch of guys in like the same realm. Like, I want to say RG3, but his throw power is a little low, 91, but this isn't low. He's the fastest. We're going to go RG3. I personally have a good argument for Miro, but I think RG3 has the throw accuracy stat, which isn't showing up here, but it's a little stat that kind of helps him miss less often. Now, he doesn't throw tight spirals, which kind of sucks. So that's something like important to you, which is kind of important to me, but Miro does still kind of sell just because his throw accuracy is like 40 or something. So he will sell. So for right now, we're going to put RG3 as QB1, even though I can see, we'll put Miro at 2. I'm saying, depending on preference, they both fast guys, similar throw stats. It's just which one matters, either tight spiral or throw X. Both of which will kind of sell you in the end. So it's a give or take kind of thing with those two. Wide receiver 1, we're gonna go Isaiah Bond. He's the best like receiver, like in action kind of receiver, in my opinion. And he's solid size as well. Then we're gonna go. I got Rondale Moore, another 93 speed guy, and I personally I can understand if you want to say Rondale above, but it's 3 receivers. You need 3 receivers anyway. 93 speed. He can juke and spin in comparison to our guy, Isaiah Bond. Bond cannot juke or spin. Those are pretty bad stats, but as a receiver, he's top tier. And then our wide receiver 3 position is what get kind of funky, right? I'm inclined to put Travis Hunter because his stats are kind of sick and he can juke and spin. But I got Restrepo is kind of sick as well. He's only a few inches shorter. I think it was like Trav 89, 90, 91 plus 92 speed. Now that doesn't look great, right? But when you max him all the way out to his 92 overall, you look at him now, he's 93 speed, 90 jump, all this. Right, we're gonna put him. You're gonna be a wide receiver 3. I think he is, I think he's better than Trav. I think Trav just had the name value or whatnot. We're gonna go Drewska from the season 2. Gonna be the fullback, only viable fullback option in the game at the moment. Yeah, this is the offense, and if you want for the best offense you money can buy, you're looking at 4.8 million coins, almost 5 million coins just on the offense. Let's go to the D, man. And free safety. Now this is the funky. We're gonna give you 2 free safety because I think you deserve it. First off, we're gonna go Saunders. Got to be number 1. 93 speed, 93 zone. You know what I'm saying? Great physical, 6'2" as well. Then had the free safety 2. Obviously, got to be Caleb Downs, another, you know what I'm saying, athletic beast, fast, good zone coverage, good man coverage too. He has great man coverage, which is, great to see. Right outside linebacker 1 is going to be Jalen Walker, 90 speed, 93 acceleration. He's an absolute menace in this game. I can hear the argument for, him and Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews is a little bit more versatile, right? He can play zone a little bit. Walker can't play zone much at all. But I think we're going to go based off like what they're mainly going to be doing, which is pass rushing, in my opinion. We want to have neither of these guys are like zone guys. So as of the pass rushing linebackers, outside linebackers, it's going to be our number 1 pass rushing outside linebacker. I'm going to give you a coverage linebacker, which you guys know if you've been on the channel. I love this guy. I'm going to go Bizanti. This guy's a beast in his own. He's a monster user. He has great agility, change direction. Now his stats look kind of poopy, as a down lineman, but as like a guy standing up in the middle, he's excellent right in that spot. Middle linebacker 1, I think it's pretty. I don't want to say easy, right? Because Stutzman is the fastest, so we gotta at least acknowledge that. If you gotta at least respect the speed of him, right? But I feel like the more complete linebacker has to be our guy Manti Te'o. And to be completely honest with you, I think Luke, maybe not Luke, because Luke's a little slow, but I could think Luke was a little bit more of a complete linebacker than I got Stutzman. He's just a lot slower. Like at that point, it's -5 speed. Then Jay Higgins is solid too, but then it's still -5 speed, which obviously a negative. But I think Stutzman is getting kind of hard carried by his speed, which you gotta respect it. Like I can't hate the speed of speed, man. He makes up for a lot of his miscues. On the left outside linebacker, for our pass rushing left outside linebacker, we're going to go out guy Kennard. This guy's an absolute demon out there. 89 speed, 92 acceleration, great finesse move with 93. Solid power move as well. He's going to get off the blocks. He's an excellent edge in this game at the moment, man. He's good size as well. So I'm going to give you, I'm pretty sure the only good pass coverage left outside linebacker, that's something you're looking for. It's going to be Glasgow, and Glasgow is really good. He gets up to 90 zone coverage if you have the DB strat item. He does get the 90 zone coverage. The only real downside of Glasgow is his change of direction is kind of crappy, but Stutzman's change of direction is kind of crappy too. So the only real negative to him, but overall, he's a great pass coverage style linebacker. Strong safety is arguably the weakest position in the game. I think you got to give it to Terrell just off the strength. He has 92 speed and 95 acceleration. Though he is kind of lackluster when it comes to coverage ability, he's a pretty solid user, but he's not great. His change direction isn't great, but he has great speed and excel. Man coverage at 84 and 86 zone is kind of crap as well, in my opinion. But I think overall, if you had to choose the best lot, to be honest with you, the way I would run it, like typically, I like to run downs. I like to run downs in my strong safety position because he can do everything. Like this guy can't really cover worth a grain of salt, but he's a high overall, and you got to respect the overall or whatever. But coverage wise, he is nowhere as good as Downs in my opinion. And then Strowman, backup safety, great speed, but overall pretty much the same kind of story as our other, to Farrell. Similar stories with those guys. At cornerback 1, we just got him yesterday. Not this guy, but this guy right here, LTD Deion Sanders. He started out kind of crazy. The only real downside of Deion, in my opinion, is they did him kind of dirty with his change of direction. That's like the only negative thing about him. But as a pure corner, man, he's the best in the game. He can do zone and man above 90 with 93 speed and excel. Plus, they give him 92 freaking press on a Deion Sanders card, which is kind of sick. My cornerback number 2 is going to be our guy Morrison. I think the game has shifted into more of a zone style of meta, and I think he fits that, that mold a lot better than most other corners. He's also tied for the fastest corner in the game, 6 foot as well, great size, great zone, great play rec, good jump, all that. I love to see that. CB3, slot cornerback. We're going to go, depends on how you feel about it, right? Now Pons is probably the best, you know, zone corner in the game. He has the highest zone of any player in the game, and Jenkins is the best man. So we're gonna go Jenkins here, right? So if you're a man guy, that's something you probably run more, or you want your slot cornerback to use your slot cornerback and man, like man up the slot receivers or whatever X factor player. Yeah, but if you're like all zoned out, man, I'm gonna go Pons because he's the best zone corner in the game. Now he is a little small, which I can, like I said, the argument is there. If you didn't want to go Pons though, I can see you going with Noel Williams. A little bit bigger, same kind of zone, a little bit slower, but plus what 4 inches? Yeah. So those would be our next couple. Those would be these are your like zone options at CB if you wanted to mostly run a zone kind of scheme. But this would be your man guy. If you wanted a guy you could just man up on, what I'm saying, players giving you trouble, you want the slide to be able to just erase them, this would be the guy for you. At the defensive line, it's a little bit weird. Like overalls are high, right? But I think technically, I think Pierce is still the best right end in the game, even though there are guys with much higher overall than him. Like Walker, he's higher overall, but he's faster than Walker. Less excel, more strength, less same tackle, more play rec, more block shit, less power move, and less finesse move. But he does get the silver quick jump and compared to Walker's bronze. So if you're gonna use an ability, like if you're gonna use quick jumps on your DNs, I would go Pierce, right? If you're not gonna use an ability on your D line though, then I got Walker. Even though if you know what I'm saying, his block set is pretty low, but if you're going for just a passer, I think it has to be Walker. If you want to go for combination, I guess you can go Rucker. He only as high as his 90 though, so the 90 to 93 is like how much more effective you think that'll be. But if you're going for just, no abilities, I go Walker just as a pass rushing end. If you do go abilities, though, I got James Pierce, even though he's still super expensive, he's I think, clear favorite for ability-wise. He's the only one that gets the different, next level of abilities. And over here on the left end, I think it's pretty easily Sawyer. Like he's just overall better than everyone else at this position. Like there's nothing anyone does better than him, but maybe acceleration. I think he's just overall just the head and shoulders above everybody else at the left end position. Defensive tackle, I think is pretty simple. Not this guy, but he's solid. He just not that good of a pass rusher. Slower. He's pretty big though, but I think the easy one has to be I got Walter Nolan, over 90 block shed, 90 power move, 89 finesse, so almost 90 under every defensive line stat, 85 acceleration, great strength, great tackle, all the good stuff, man. I think he has to be DT1. I think DT2 that's when the argument kind of comes in. If you're gonna know what I got, Bands or I got Quinn Williams. Let's see, 91, 88, 92, 91. I think Williams has to take it, even though they're both lower overall than this guy. I think Williams does take that spot, so we're gonna give it to our guy Quinn Williams right there. And this is a fleshed out, full out team. It could have some little pieces, miss around, but I think this is like the overall best defense you could build in the game right now. And going on with the special teams, if that you care to build that, Fairbairn kicker. And for the punter, it has to be 91 overall Taylor. If you are going to punt it, this would be the guy to have. But yeah, I think this is the best team in the game. If you wanted to build the best team in the game from scratch and to pay for everything, you will be looking at roughly 11-ish million coins. So it's a pretty big penny, But this is, I feel like, the best overall squad in the entire game. Gives you a little bit of everything. Like, it's probably a little bit cheaper, though, right? So you get Robert Griffin. You're probably not going to have Miro as your freaking backup. So you're not going to spend coins there. Probably can save it a little bit right there, right? And then not everybody wants to have a depth position of different styles of linebackers and all that, or spend extra coins on backup safeties. If you don't run that kind of scheme, you use your linebackers, probably not going to be running that. But if you do, this is, I think, the heaviest loaded, best squad in the game. So, yeah, that should be it. Yeah, like I was saying, that shit is about to do it. I think the team is pretty fleshed out, but let me know how you feel about it down below in the comments, man. Think about like snubbed anybody or anybody you would have rather had the I said in a position. If I missed any positions that's kind of like less pretty or whatever. Let me know down below, man. If you're new, I'm saying, leave me a hit the subscribe button, turn on the noti bell. I'm saying, you like the video, leave me a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated, man. And until next time, I'll see y'all boys.